What up, you ugly looking fucks? The boys are back. We've had a little bit of a hiatus, but we are here and we are rebranded. No longer the Wafer Boys. We are Goldilocks. Cocks. Cool. West is here.
Hey, boys.
Phineas is here.
Hello.
Brian.
How are you?
And we'll start off with a red hot one, ladies and gents. Classic serial killer game. Get the most kills. Try not to get caught. How many kills can you get with each of these weapons? Well, no, just one. Number one is a regulation office pen. Number two is cyanide-laden shampoo that only works when it's rubbed into the victim's hair. Number three is a sock full of prison soap.
Oh. I think the pen's got instant damage because you can be stabbing that shit.
You can be, yeah. I like the pen.
What's the cyanide shit?
Wait, do you not know what cyanide is?
Yeah,
Not
I don't know
really.
what that is either.
So back in like wars and shit, they would have cyanide caps, like spies would have cyanide caps as like a tooth. And then you would knock that off and bite on it and swallow it. It's like an acid that dissolves in dissolves your system and kills you.
Oh.
So if cyanide gets in you, you're fucked.
But how would shampoo do that?
The idea is that it gets in through the hair. For this to work, I have no idea if that would work, but in this circumstance, it would.
So it kills them pretty much instantly.
They would probably start like frothing at the mouth within like 30 seconds.
That's good as.
Damn, that's huge.
But you got it's like actual shampoo that you got to wet the hair, you got to rub it in. You can't just pour it on them.
Could you just like break into their houses, just fill up their shampoo bottles with cyanide and just wait for them to wash their hair?
How many shampoo bottles do you get?
Infinite, as long as you stay uncaught. You get one every time you use one.
Yeah, I'm definitely going that.
Yeah.
See, I don't think of the whole breaking into the house thing. That's a fucking next level play, Brian.
Oh, yeah.
Almost like you've done this before.
Yeah, you get them to kill themselves. That's the trick.
Wow.
Yeah, what do you think about this with the cyanide shampoo? Have you ever seen them pranks at like local beaches, like open showers, and they like spray the shampoo on their heads, and like they don't know that they're like hiding and then spray the shampoo on their head, and they don't know that they're actually rubbing it in.
I do like that.
Yeah, just do that, running around like the beaches and shit.
Honestly.
Wow, Phin.
Yeah.
God, you guys are fucked up. Those are some really good plays.
Oh, yeah.
So we've got the beach murderer and the fucking home invader brand. Shit. So I guess, yeah, regulation office pen's pretty weak in it.
I'd say so.
And sock full of prison soap whilst doing a lot of damage would probably be pretty easy to get caught with.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely so. Yeah.
How do you get rid of the shampoo bottle?
You just keep
Recycle it.
Yeah.
Just chuck her in someone's recycling bin.
Just put them all next to a neighbour's recycling. So watch me. Fuck.
It was them.
Oh shit. There you go. I didn't think there was a way anyone could spin cyanide-laden shampoo to be an effective killing machine.
Well, that's presuming it actually works.
That's if it actually goes in.
Well, in this scenario, yeah, it does.
Oh. Well, what were your thoughts, Justin?
Well, look, the only real way you could probably kill someone with an office pen would be like through the eye,
Or in the throat with a lot of force.
in the throat, in
Like
the
that-
ear.
That scene on like the Joker where he like puts it in Batman.
Make it disappear.
Makes
Yeah.
yeah.
That shit.
Dude, what a shock for the guy that gets that in the head. Fucking no clue that was coming. It's like, oh shit, I'm about to
Literally,
fucking
yeah.
just go live stream. Bang. Right through your fucking nog. I feel like the sock full of prison soap deals out the most damage, but is the easiest to get caught with.
Definitely.
Yeah,
And is also easier than the shampoo to get caught with because it would have blood on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck, it's the shampoo all
And-
day, any day.
People
100%.
can kind of like defend that shit as well, like the pen and the sock.
Yeah. What if? Oh my god. What if? What if you like somehow broke into like a factory that was mass producing like shampoo bottles and like poured all this shampoo into all of their things before they went out in the morning, and then you've just killed like
Mass. Yeah.
fucking hundreds of people in a day.
That'd be huge. That'd be the winner, actually.
100%. Yeah.
Goddamn, boys! If someone dies by cyanide-laden shampoo,
I'd go full Adolf Hitler on them. Time for your showers. It's actually a shower.
Oh.
Oh, let's use the shampoo. They're fucked.
I guess you could do the same thing with like shitty hotel shampoo. Just find out where that gets produced. Because that'd be a certainty to get used.
Oh,
Well, it'd be
yeah.
harder to trace.
Yeah,
It's not
absolutely.
people buying the one brand. It's like, I guess it's hotels buying the one brand.
Mhm.
Yeah, well, fuck.
Go to China where it's mass produced and just their factory's pretty big.
Figure out which one Xi Jinping uses and
Xi Jinping's actually never had to wash his hair a day in his life.
you think of Kim Jong Un.
Voluptuous. Nah, it's all Asian leaders. All dictators.
They've all got power.
Do you know Hitler never shit and hit an 1800 I would love that. I wish I was doing this. I could just make up my own shit.
It'd be great.
No, we've got a big boy topic this week.
Mhm.
We're doing another top 10.
Huge.
Top 10 gams of the past. Just thinking.
Past decade.
Past decade. 2010 to 2020.
Mm.
All of us have got our lists.
Yep.
Yes. Yep.
So we'll do it like we did the movie one. I'll say 10, and then I guess we'll just go down the order of the Discord. So Westy, Phin, Brando.
Yeah.
Steve, number 10, number 10, number 10, number 10. Then we go to 9, blah, blah, blah. All right.
Rightio.
So my number 10.
Just want to go through some honourable. Sorry for cutting you.
No,
Honourable mentions.
Anybody have any honourable mentions?
I've got a few actually.
Got too many.
No, I've just got my 10.
All right. Well, let's give a few. Go ahead, one of you.
Got a bit of Cuphead as one of my honourable mentions. Have you guys
Yeah.
played it?
I have it.
Extremely well-made game.
Yeah,
I have it, but I still haven't played it.
Never heard of it.
It's
All the scenes
amazing.
were hand-drawn.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I've seen that.
The style of it's sick. How it's like super old school and like
Yeah. And the animation is like gorgeous too.
extremely hard game as well though.
So, what do you actually have to do in the game?
You basically just have to make your way through. Did you ever see Super Mario Brothers? Brandon?
No.
Make your way through the levels.
Oh, sort of. Yeah.
Well, it's basically like that. You have to make your way through the levels whilst collecting things and killing the bosses at the end. And then some of the levels are like flying ones, some of them are speed runs, and some of them are just straight up bosses. Except they're all really fucking hard.
Yeah, right.
It's like mostly like a side scroller. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's left to right 2D, and all the scenes are hand drawn. It looks fucking gorgeous. I haven't played it personally, but I've watched a heap of speed runs because they're really impressive.
I'll have to check it out.
Yeah, great game. Definitely recommend.
Meant to be a great co-op game as well, like couch co-op sort of
Can you
stuff.
play it? Can you play it online together?
I think so. Not certain though. Could be wrong.
Why don't you do that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had Civ 5 as an honorable mention because it was my first introduction to the Civ series.
That was one of my honorable mentions too, so I'll take that off there.
And it's just like in-depth, like super in-depth strategy. And
Fucking-
games can literally take days.
Oh,
Dude, that
shit.
got me through so many days of school, that game.
I don't even
On the
know what,
laptop?
Just
Oh.
PSA, go to school, don't play Civ.
Oh, fuck,
school.
it's good. Play Civ. It'll help. Makes you smarter.
That is an amazing game. Do you have another one, Finny?
8-ball pool on the phone
Oh, yeah.
is a great game.
All
I
right.
wasted a lot of hours on that.
General Resident Brand was a killer at 8-ball pool, a high roller, if you will.
Bloody oath he was. Killed it.
Westy.
Dishonored.
Yeah, damn.
Fucking absolutely brilliant game.
Oh, dude, I thought I had that on my list. I don't. Yeah,
And I
shout out
still
to
haven't
Sonic
played.
for sure.
Still haven't played number 2.
It's pretty good, but the first one's better, definitely,
Yeah.
story-wise.
Yeah, the book's better though.
Is there a book?
No,
Oh,
it's better.
You Harry Potter little bit.
Sure.
I had BF3 on there.
Yeah, I got that on mine as well.
Battlefield series.
Yeah.
Good game.
It showed me like what really good audio can do to a game.
Yeah,
And,
That is make it fucking amazing.
I reckon we've already talked about it on the pod, but that school holidays were me, you, Alex, and Darcy every night till like 4 a.m., 6 a.m. through till the morning. Just played the shit out of that game.
Oh, it's brutal. It's so much fun with friends too. Like it's one of the only multiplayer games where you don't have a huge effect on the outcome of the game unless you're in a squad of like 4 and you're just killing it.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, if you're on your own, you can literally just do whatever the fuck you want. Like I remember I would play some games where I would get in, jump on a Jeep, put a heap of C4 on it, and just continuously ram into tanks, and that was all I would do. That was the funnest fucking thing I ever did. I got like 4 kills and like 40 deaths, but it was amazing.
It's great.
Wow. Like it's interesting to have that level of freedom.
Yeah, and it's the best Battlefield game.
Yeah, I agree.
That was the peak of Battlefield.
I only played number 5 and 1. Never played number 3.
Oh, 3 and 4 were fucking amazing.
Yeah, I've heard that.
4 was shit on release, but after they updated it, got like phenomenal. Because it's buggy and stuff.
Do you ever play Bad Company? Just the first one?
I played the story because Harry had it on his PS3, but I never actually like got into the multiplayer. But apparently that's the best one.
It's fucking amazing. Yeah. Fucking amazing. Like in primary school, I used to always go around to my mate's house and we just play the shit out of it. And it was like the first game that really introduced like, well, from memory, that introduced like destruction in online. Yeah. Like destructible buildings and shit like that.
Like a dude's camping in the room next to you, so you just put a C4 on it and blow through the wall.
From memory, it does that. I haven't played it in a very long time, but fuck, I had some good times with that game.
Yeah, so big shout outs to Battlefield. Do you have another one, Phin?
Yeah, I got a Pokemon Go because we spent so many hours on that game. Like it's not the best content, but spent a lot of hours on it.
The groundbreaking idea too.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like really was. It launched like a whole genre of game, and it made so much fucking money.
Didn't it? There was so much hype around it.
It actually increased Nintendo's share price. That's how much money it made.
Did it? Damn.
Yeah, like it's so fucked. It takes a stupid amount of money to increase a company that big on the share market, and it increased it by like a considerable number of percentage.
Yeah, well, it was like pretty much literally like everyone you knew was on it, even if they didn't even like know Pokemon and shit like that.
For like a straight 6 months too.
Yeah,
it was ridiculous.
I would love to see a stat of how many car crashes it caused.
Oh yeah, and you'd see like the swarms of people like running across the road to get this Pokemon.
Yeah.
I remember in photography at school, we just walk over to the garden, say we're going to take some photos, and we just Pokemon go to the gym there, take it over. Like it's fucking great.
It's a good game to get everyone outside as well. Actually, gets people moving.
It did a huge thing for that. So it would like reward you for walking around by hatching eggs.
Yeah.
And then we realized you could just drive at 20 k's an hour, and we got a lot lazier.
Me and my brother actually got back into it not long ago.
Dude, same.
He said one of his mates got into it as well, and they're not nerds at all. Like they don't play games at all, really.
Yeah.
So they got into it, and his mate's like, "Oh, come down to the gardens. There's like a raid going on." Yeah, okay. So they went down there, and like the fucking creatures that were there, like apparently there was just heaps of like nerds walking around, like full stereotypical nerds too, not just you. Like he's like, geez, they were shocking. I had to leave within 5 minutes. He said.
Oh no.
There's only so much you can take of the gremlins, the pasty white skin.
I don't mind it, but he's just one of those people that fucking.
Oh, if you're not used to it, it's a real.
He's definitely not used to it.
Oh no, big shout out to Pokemon Go though, because that shit literally changed. It sort of like stopped the news cycle for a solid 6 months. That's all people talked about.
Yeah. Gave nerds some sun time too.
I
Yeah.
had
Much needed.
Saints 4 as well. In the honourable mention.
Saints 4. I've never even heard of that.
Played Saints Row.
Didn't play that, but I heard it was great fun.
So imagine GTA, but it never takes itself seriously at all.
Yeah, okay.
And then imagine that. That was the third game.
Yeah.
And the fourth one is, oops, you've become president. You know, your gang's reached this level. That's how unserious it was. The gang leader became a president. And then these aliens come down and they're like, oh, you're actually in a simulation. So the whole point of this next one is to break the simulation, but you get given like superpowers. So from the first game, you're like a lowly street thug, and then you improve as the games go on. And in the fourth one, you're literally a superhero.
That sounds so weird.
That sounds
And
pretty
at the
cool,
end
though.
of it, it starts playing I Need a Hero as you're going into like the final battle. And
That's
never
good
laughed
as.
so hard.
That's a great song for that.
Dude, I was so happy going into it. I was like, this game is fucking amazing. So it doesn't make my top 10, but in terms of a very entertaining play, it's co-op as well the whole way through the story.
Yeah, I do like them games.
Yeah, it's a huge shout out to Saints 4 because that game is fucking amazing. They had a dubstep gun as well. Yeah, you could increase the power of the wubs. Like you spend money, increase the wubs, and you would get different sounds. Explosive wubs, which was like the most overpowered shit ever.
Fuck's sake.
It was fucked. It was
Shit some people think of.
Do you boys have any others?
I had
that was it.
NBA 2K12.
Okay.
It was before all the microtransaction shit.
Yeah, huge.
2K11's what's really got me into the series, but 2K12's where I've really put a lot of hours into.
Yep.
And the My Player was just that much fun. And instead of VC, you just earned points from playing games, and you couldn't buy them. You had to play the games to actually earn them.
Yeah.
And it was just the peak of 2K, really, until they turned it all to shit.
Yeah.
With the microtransactions.
Money sort of ruins everything, but
yeah, fucking nice.
I might chuck on another one actually. FIFA 12, I think.
Oh, FIFA was the best.
FIFA 11 for me.
Just any FIFA, because
Yeah.
You can play with anyone.
Yeah. See, I was never good at 2K, but FIFA I was alright.
FIFA's good fun.
yeah, see, I feel like FIFA's a lot more new player friendly.
Yeah,
than
no, absolutely.
Because 2K you've got to know like 15 different buttons, whereas FIFA you've got to know like pass and shoot.
Yeah.
Which obviously, if you want to get really good at it, you've got to know all the others and all the moves and shit. But
Yeah, it's a lot more straight. And the passes usually go to where your sort of teammates are. You don't really need to aim them too much.
Yeah, exactly.
I had CS on mine as well because I had a real 3-year run of CS, which I fucking adored, but I couldn't bring myself to take off other games on my list because of it. But also a huge game that everyone loves.
I've got 3 more, so I'll just quickly rattle them off. COD Black Ops 1. That was probably the game one of the games I put the most hours into. It was the first game I ever had on PS3.
Arguably one of the best.
It was my introduction into like the next generation of gaming up from PS2.
Oh, that sucks. I never played the early CODs.
Black Ops 1 is my favorite by far.
Favorite.
Far Cry 3, my introduction into the Far Cry series.
Yes.
Enemy, the storyline is just fucking amazing.
And the visuals, dude. It's such a bright game.
Amazing, so good. And Dying Light.
I forgot about that.
Killed me not to put in my top 10. But yeah, so good. Just parkour and zombies. You can't top it.
Well, honorable mentions are complete. Big shout out to all those games because they are all very fucking good. But this is a matter of personal opinion. So we've all got our top 10s here, boys. And I started off with number 10 is BioShock Infinite and Terraria. Terraria is like a 2D Minecraft, but it just went from 0 to 100 really quick. At the start of the game, they had like 300 items, then they did one update and they had like 1,500. And the game just got so much bigger and just kept improving, kept having more and more shit. And it was one of the games that I realized when you play it with other people, it is so much better. Like it unlocks all the potential.
Absolutely.
I've never done it.
We put a lot of hours into Terraria.
We did. Yeah,
I never played it.
See, that was our Civ 5 in school, Westy. We played a lot of Terraria instead of school.
Yeah.
And then Bioshock Infinite, if you boys have ever played the Bioshock series,
great game.
they're all really fucked up and really like dark games. But Infinite went from under the sea to like, on top of the clouds and starts with this really fucking weird story and then progresses into this beautiful ending that nearly made me cry. So huge shout out to Bioshock Infinite because that ending was fucking awesome and I did not see it coming.
Yeah,
I've never played them, but they look fucking unreal.
They're phenomenal.
Yeah. I would have put that in my honorable mentions, but I had too many already. There's a lot of games I would have put in there, but I just had too many.
There is, man. We'll go with yours, West.
What do I have? I haven't got them in order at the moment. I'll just say not in order.
No.
Zelda Breath of the Wild.
Oh, that is a great game.
I haven't played enough of it though.
I still haven't played it.
I love it, but I haven't played enough of it.
Mm-hmm.
Which hurts me, but I will get around to it.
Fair enough. Phineas.
I had Terraria at number 10 as well. Because we put so many hours into it. It was a great game, and it was just constant updates. I swear, like kept getting more
that
shit.
Second update that added literally like 900 items completely changed the game.
It did, didn't it? Yeah.
Like, there were like 3 bosses at the start, and then they added like a whole new world and like 12 more bosses, and it just came out of nowhere. There was no like warning for it whatsoever. I was like, here's all this content. You paid $20 for the game like 3 years ago.
Yeah, legit.
It's pretty fucked.
Yeah, it's a great game. It's brilliant with heaps of people too. Because it's fucking hard too. Like it's not easy.
I think it's a game where you kind of need to play with others. Like it's a lot more fun when
I tried to get into it by myself once, and I just couldn't because it was just I didn't know what to do. Or
so, what exactly do you do? Yeah.
It's similar to saying it's similar to Minecraft's a bit of a cop out to be honest. But like your main goal is to get through all the bosses and kill all the bosses. But to get through all of those, you have to like mine things to get better armor, to get better weapons, to kill more bosses, to get better weapons, to craft more things, to get better weapons, to eventually get to the next world where you're suddenly back at the start again. Like once you transition, everything gets way harder. They all get way harder. So you just die way quicker. So it's essentially like you're starting again.
Oh shit.
And that like little transition is the best part because now you're in the actual real game. That's where like the next 800 plus items come in, and it's fucking amazing because they're all super creative and all real weird.
Well, I'll have to check it out.
No, we will have to do a playthrough one day because it's so much fun.
Yeah, that would be sick actually.
Yeah, Brian, what do you got?
At number 10, Flappy Bird.
Yes.
Oh, shit, huge.
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, Flappy Bird's up there, mate. Hear me out. So, when did it come out? Probably when we were in year 9, year 10.
What the fuck?
Yeah, probably.
I'd say so. So, this game was my life for about 3 weeks until it disappeared from doing an update on my phone. Preferably one of the biggest disasters of my life. Updating my phone and realizing that my 300 score on Flappy Bird had disappeared.
Isn't it because
myself until Flappy Bird came in?
Isn't it because some kid killed his brother over it?
Did he?
I thought the dude was copping way too much abuse and decided to pull it down because he didn't want to get abused anymore.
Yeah, I think that was it.
Maybe that's...
He was earning $50K a day.
Yeah, he earned fucking shitloads.
Oh, yeah. He's never working again.
What a porker. Go sit on an island for 2 months with no internet whatsoever and come back to a nest egg you never have to touch. Like, bitch.
Perfect. So I think that's why it made it into my top 10.
No, fair enough. It took the world like by storm, similar to Pokemon Go.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes, shout out Flappy Bird.
It was so simple though.
It was. It really was.
Oh yeah.
But it was such like the way it dropped down nose first and then jumped back up to like a really awkward height.
Yeah.
I feel like it was a real fuck to get used to.
Yeah.
Because I hate those games. So I played it like 3 times and then was just like, fuck this. I hate it. Like, what's the point?
Yeah.
Like everyone just fucking loved it.
They got around it.
Very addictive.
I feel like if the internet, like if that came out now, it would just be like memed to all shit. Because I feel like the internet was still at a young age of like trolls and shit.
Oh yeah.
All right, number 9. I had a couple of multiplayer games. Ultimate Chicken Horse, number 1, which I expected nothing of. Found it on the Switch store, and it turned into one of my favorite competitive games like ever. Just because of how much you can fuck people over and how difficult it actually is if you make it hard.
It's fucking great.
It's just a great time, isn't it?
And it's so funny when everyone else dies and you're the only one left.
Yeah.
And they just don't want you to get those points. And then you die on someone's trap and it causes someone else to win. And it's just such, like, everyone's just screaming at each other.
It's such good catch co-op. Like,
isn't it?
It really is. It's like, it would be something that I would suggest. If you've bought a Switch, you should 110% have Ultimate Chicken Horse on it.
Oh, absolutely.
Even with 2 people, it's so much fun. With 4, it's at its peak. And it's actually good fun getting the new levels and shit because they're all super different.
Yeah.
And I had Rocket League as well on there, which, you know, myself and Phin played majority together.
So much. We played just a lot of hours into that game.
So much fun. I absolutely love Rocket League. Like the last second goals, the 5-1 goal comeback. It's just, you don't need to say much more. It was so much fun. The mechanics worked. Everything worked. I loved it.
I completely forgot about Rocket League, but I want that on my list now.
It's a beautiful game as well.
Great game.
It was very good.
It looks
Dude, I remember getting it. They gave it for free on PS Plus. One of the first games. I reckon it was. It wasn't. It was when it first came out. They gave it up for free on PlayStation Plus, and it turned out to be such a good game. Everyone's like, "How the fuck? Like, how much is it?" It's like I was like, "Oh, 20 something bucks." It's like my mates who got the PS4 later.
Yeah.
And like, oh, I don't know. Like I was like, you should have just got it earlier because it's such a good game. But it's worth every penny if you buy it. Like I bought it on PC.
Awesome.
Yeah, and one of the games where being on a console is actually an advantage. Majority of the
I use the controller when I play it on PC.
Yeah, same. So much easier. But yeah, that was my 9. Westy.
My 9th. Well, these are in no order once again. Super Mario Odyssey.
Started 10
I've started very big, haven't I? Yeah. It's just the order I've got them written down in. So
Fair enough.
yeah, shake it up a bit.
Did you finish Mario Odyssey?
I didn't. Once again, haven't played enough of it, but I fucking loved it. I mean, growing up, literally like what was it? Couple of games. Yeah, a couple of games on the 64 that me and my brothers and dad just smashed out were like Mario Kart, Super Mario 64, which was fucking amazing. As soon as I heard this came out, I was like, there hasn't really been anything like Super Mario 64 since that. And when this came out, I just had to get it, and it didn't let me down. Like, I had very high expectations of it.
I've never had the experience of playing it, but it looks like I've watched a heap of playthroughs and shit.
Oh, dude, you got a Switch now. You got to get it.
Yeah, I think
It's
I
so
should.
much fun.
Yeah,
I still don't know which one Odyssey is.
Wow.
It's a goddamn.
No,
Yeah, that's shocking.
Who are you?
I'm Switchless, mate.
You know what happened? They released Breath of the Wild. It got Game of the Year, and then they released Odyssey like literally a week too late, so that it was only eligible for the year after, not the same year that Breath of the Wild was there.
Oh,
So they
really?
went back to back.
Like, I didn't realize that. I thought they were both in Game of the Year
No, Odyssey
contention.
was released like a week later.
Maybe that was just the YouTube channels that I watched because they just went off what was literally released that year, not the cutoff date.
Yeah, it probably was. But yeah, the actual award, I'm 99% sure that's correct.
I honestly don't know which one I'd give it.
I'd give it to Breath of the Wild.
Oh, but it's just like somehow this new Mario with a whole new like set of moves and whole new game mechanics still gave me nostalgia from back in like 10, 15 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
Or
it
even
did do an
longer.
amazing thing. It really did. And the movement's so fluid once you get used to it. Like you can
Oh,
literally
yeah.
fly at some points. Like it's fast.
Dude, I never really got that good at it. I need to get back into it. But I watched Donkey play it, and
He's
he's a machine. Holy shit! Like watching the stuff he does, you don't realize how good he is until you actually try it yourself.
Yeah, fucking hell, it's so hard. Phineas?
For number 9, I actually also had Ultimate Chicken Horse. Which is, yeah.
Great game.
Good choice.
Bottom two are both the same at the moment, Justin, which is
Damn.
great couch game. With a,
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Good sessions with the boys.
Yeah, we need to have another one soon. We haven't played it in a
I
while.
actually do, yeah,
definitely.
absolutely.
Brian, what do you have?
Number 9, I had Far Cry 4.
Yeah, okay.
That's when I started off in my Far Cry series. I never played the third one, so I'm going to have to slot number 4 in. I've played number 5, but I reckon 4 takes the cake on that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I feel for me it went, like they sort of went down as they
Well,
kept going. 4 was definitely a lot closer to 3 than all the other ones have been, though.
Yeah.
4 I enjoyed quite a bit.
Primal was shit. I got that one.
Yeah,
That was-
apparently.
Yeah,
Never played
that was
it.
no good.
I forgot about Primal, honestly.
Yeah,
I think everyone did.
yeah,
I never actually played it, but I completely forgot about it.
yeah. No, it wasn't worth it.
All right, we'll go on to number 8. I had Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. And there's not much you need to say about Mario Kart. It's the same formula, but it just improves. Everything looks
They-
better.
They
Everything's
kill it each time.
They do. It always works. That's the one thing I love about Nintendo games. There's generally never glitches. They always work. And it's probably like the best couch co-op game, the most classic couch co-op game of all time. Everyone loves a race. Everyone loves to win. Everyone loves fucking each other over.
Yeah.
Good drinking games with it too.
It
It
is.
is. Yeah.
It's even
Mario Kart 8 Deluxe.
it's a beautiful game as well. Like the
It is. Yeah.
Oh,
My
yeah,
Nintendo
man.
games are gorgeous. Westman?
I had the Binding of Isaac.
Yeah, huge.
It's once again just fucking got me through so many hours of schooling. Oh, like I've put at least a couple of 100 hours into that just at school. Like that was such a good game. Me and my mates just sit there and play it, and yeah, it's fucking.
I missed out on all these school games. I was
Did ya?
playing the end game throughout all of high school.
I remember playing. I remember going through a phase of that.
Yeah, no, that was my go-to.
That was actually my primary school game.
Oh, right. Yeah, I'm just coming in a bit late there.
Yeah, Isaac is like fantastically dark.
It's infinitely replayable too. Like there's so many,
100%.
like there's so many variables. Like you're not going to get the same run twice.
And similar to Terraria, you start with, like a base model of things with, say, 100 items. And
Yeah.
suddenly, where we are now, there's so many iterations of the game. Still costs the same amount. Well, actually, I think it might be more expensive. But
Yeah,
it's the same idea, just much more content.
and it's great how like there's certain stuff you do to unlock certain things.
Yeah.
So to unlock the devil or the dice for Isaac, which is the starting thing you get for him. Once
Yeah,
you
that one's the
Yeah.
must do right there. Once you get the dice,
Yeah.
the game's so much fun,
D6.
I reckon.
D6 baby,
D6 baby. Yeah,
I've
the
never
challenges and
actually-
shit are actually
the
fun.
unlockable characters. Like there's actually stuff to
There's a lot of shit to
give you.
strive for.
It gives you incentive to actually keep replaying the game rather
Yeah.
than just playing through it once. And then
I've never actually been able to complete the game.
I've
Oh,
never
really?
completed it.
Yeah, not once.
fuck.
No, never completed it either. I have mad respect for it and people that have completed it because it looks like a real fuck around.
By completed it, what do you mean? Like all the challenges and everything, or just?
I would just say all the bosses, not 100%.
Just,
Because
yeah.
that's a real fuck.
Oh,
One of
that'd
them
be
is you
fuck.
can't, like, you have to use the Lost, which only has like one hit.
Yeah, nah,
And you
fuck
can't,
that.
like, you have to beat everything.
I got so angry so many times trying to do that.
Yeah. So
But-
it's a bit fucked.
I went through all the bosses a fair few times, and very good.
Yeah, it's well done because I never got there. It shit me
Yeah.
up the wall too
Dude, you
much.
just get some fucked runs, which are just basically impossible to lose. Not really, but
Yeah,
like
it is good when you go on
you've
those,
got
though.
a very OP run that just, yeah, it's good.
Yeah, fucking oath. No, Binding of Isaac, Phineas.
For my number 8, I don't think any of you guys would have this on your list. I've got Golf with Your Friends,
Oh, I love that.
Oh,
Damn,
that's
dude.
cute. Yeah.
which is
I love that game.
isn't it? It's a great game. I wish they put more updates and more of that shit into it.
Yeah,
'cause
Well, I think they still do.
I haven't looked at it in like
Yeah,
a year, to be honest. But when we
I'd
played
love
it,
to get back into it.
they were pretty slow, but all the updates were like quality. Like they were legitimate 18 holes, all very good looking, sometimes a little glitchy, which is a small dev team, so you expect that.
Yeah.
But the actual mechanics of it were fantastic.
So I haven't actually played golf with friends. So is this like a
mini golf?
Sort of, yeah. Okay, so it's sort of like your 8-ball pool where you like pull back and you shoot your little golf ball, or
It's not bird's eye view.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, it looks gorgeous too. Like, it looks really good, and all the courses and holes are very creative.
Have you played that the game mode where you can? It's like a random ball, so you get like a cone shaped ball, a square shaped ball.
Yeah,
like it's fucked.
Yeah, fucking earth.
No, it's another game where you have to play with others though, or else it's not as fun.
Yeah,
Not as
definitely. I
enjoyable.
remember getting a message from you actually one day, Phin, and we might have just been on Discord. No, you fucking slyly mentioned to me, you're like, we need to play golf with your friends again, specifically the forest level.
Yeah.
And I'm like, why? And you're like, because I just got like 19 on it. Like, I'm not fucking playing that level with you. But it was one of those games that you could perfect with practice, but the fun of it was always there. Like there was always something to keep you. Like the hockey, you could change your ball into a hockey puck.
Yeah.
And you could fucking ping the bitch and it would still stay flat. It would never get lift. It was fucked.
And you can change it so like your balls hit everyone else's as well, so you can like fuck over.
Yeah, which is classic because you could give up like 5 strokes just to fuck someone over.
Yeah.
I love it. Fuck, golf with your friends. Great game. Good pick.
Rightio. So coming in at number 8, I also had Mario.
Mario Kart.
Yeah.
Damn.
Can't go wrong with a bit of MK.
Yeah.
That's exactly it.
It was a fantastic game.
And Nintendo makes some great games.
Did they do? Very quality.
Yeah.
It runs well on the Switch too. Looks gorgeous.
Doesn't it?
It does.
The Rainbow Roads. Oh.
Yeah, the Rainbow Roads look so fucking good.
Oh, they're great.
The thing I love about the Switch, because it's like obviously, like I think it's 720 in handheld. No, it's 720 in both, but it looks like it's super HD. Like all the colors are so vibrant.
Yeah, it's weird.
It's so bright, I think. Yeah.
Like it sort of looks like it outperforms what it is, but it actually just uses it perfectly.
Yeah.
Which, well done to Nintendo. They always make a good product.
Except for when it comes to online.
Yeah, that's so true.
Living in the fucking Stone Age.
7. I had Stardew Valley, which
very good.
I feel like Westy might have been the only one to play this.
Yeah,
I've never
played it for a while actually.
Yeah, so it's essentially a game where you start with like a small little farm and you get to build that farm up over time, do jobs for people, sell your shit, buy more stuff, get cows, get chickens, go into caves, get sprinklers, blah, blah, blah. It sounds pretty boring in the concept, but the actual way that like they've did it and the way that it sort of sucks you in to continuously want to do things.
Oh, I so love the concept of like the cave diving. Obviously, is very fun because it's like you need to do it to get resources, but then also you need to be in bed by like 2 a.m. or something, is it? Or else you just pass out.
Yeah, that's it.
So you're like, oh, do I go one more or do I start heading back up? Because obviously you don't want to die. But I think you eventually get an elevator every few floors or something like that. Is that right?
Yeah, you do. So I got to the furthest I've gotten is 125.
Yeah.
And you end up getting an elevator every 25 floors, I think. It might be 50.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. But so you like, if you stop at 37 and say like the elevator gets you to 30, the next day you wouldn't be able to go straight to 37. You have to go from 30 to 37 again.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that way you have to get to the 50 to try to make time, and then you pass out and then you lose everything and then you're fucked and then you basically have no money, you start again.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's brilliant. It is such a fucking good game. It kills so much time to.
Plus you just tend into crops while you're doing that, and
yeah, 100%.
It's like meeting the townspeople and attending like town functions and stuff, and like
this game sounds so cooked.
Yeah,
dude, it's so good.
But it's hard to explain. But like once you see it and actually play it, it's unbelievable. It's so good.
What was that called again?
Stardew Valley.
Okay.
Dude, it's got multiplayer now.
It does, yeah. You can play with heaps of people. I wanted to play on Switch, but you can't do it like couch co-op because me and Liza were going to play, but you can only do it online.
That sucks.
Yeah, because I was wondering how it was going to work on couch co-op, but I guess not gonna. Anyway,
Probably
that's
for the
mine.
best.
7? Was it? Yeah.
GTA 5 and San Andreas.
Yeah, okay.
I have to put San Andreas in there because it was back in the days. Oh, I don't even think that actually. I don't reckon that was this decade.
I reckon that was a fair. Yeah.
Yeah, so keep that one for next. Keep that one for next list. No, don't worry.
Yeah, fair enough.
GTA 5. I bought it on PS3, PS4, and PC. No, I don't think I've bought it on PC yet, but I'm going to.
Yeah, you should because we all need to play it.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I've just never got sick of it. Like, played through the campaign that many times, and like, just online's just great fun.
Brilliant.
See, I've got this one here at number 7 as well. I've actually played the online, or I've played it like for 2 hours, and I just kept getting blown up.
Dude, the online's by far the best part.
Yeah,
I got pissed off at the online. Yeah, right.
Because
I feel like it'll be good jumping on.
money.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just get super rich, and then you bring in like Harrier jets and start wars with people, and it's just all sorts of fucked up. Like, that
Yeah,
game is so much better when you get really rich.
Yeah, I've never
single
actually.
player though.
I
I've
love just
never
fucking
played it
around, just
Big
free running.
sandbox, just fucking around, doing whatever you want. I remember I used to just go on these tears around the whole map where I'd go past every 7-Eleven, like, and rob it.
Yeah, I got real into it. Like, I'd have me motorbike there and be dressed up in like the cop uniform.
And I love how you could just, all you had to do was hold them at gunpoint. You had to aim the gun at them and then you like shoot next to them to speed them up and
Yeah,
all
the
that
mechanics
sort of
in
stuff.
that game were very well done, and even like the bugs you weren't mad at.
Nah.
Like your car would just randomly find its way into a tree, and you'd be like, pretty funny though.
Yeah.
I never actually encountered the bug.
Oh, dude, there's so many.
Did you ever
Especially the online. Fuck.
did you ever eat those plants to become an animal?
No, is that a thing?
Yeah, so there's plants hidden around the map. And
Oh,
you can become
This is
an
news to
animal
me.
by like you can swim underwater, become like a shark or something. Then you can become an eagle, I think. Maybe some sort of dog as well.
Damn.
Yeah,
that's sick.
yeah. They introduced it a bit later, I think.
The game has so much content.
Oh yeah.
That's ridiculous. Yeah.
So is that your 7, Westy?
Yes, yeah.
Phineas?
My 7, I have Counter Strike Global Offensive.
Classic.
Yeah, it's a great game. Had to make the list, I reckon.
Yeah,
We spent a lot of hours on it.
This is jumping scout headshots.
Oh, the jumping! Oh.
One day, me and Finn, like, we tried to climb at some point, and then just realized we weren't having any fun because we were taking it too seriously. So we decided, this is back in the day when the scouts could one-shot headshot and were 100% accurate when, I think they still do one-shot headshot actually, but they were 100% accurate when you jumped. So
Yeah.
all we would do
Yeah,
would be buy a dig and buy a scout every time. And people get so shitty at us, but we had the most fun.
Yeah.
That's great.
I need to get into CS a bit more.
Yeah, I've only been in it for the past 6 months maybe, and I'm loving it.
Yeah.
It's a great game.
See, I just hate the community to death.
Oh, they're the worst. Like I'm still, obviously it takes a long time to learn, so still learning. Like,
Oh, definitely, man.
and cunts are so toxic.
Oh, they'll let you know about it.
Like I tried to play Rainbow Six Siege, which is honestly a much harder game to get into.
Yeah.
The community is so much better. Like I had a lobby full of people trying to help me, tell me what to do, everything like this. CS, like, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah, see, we would cop that every game. Be like, well, you buying scouts, dog? You've got like 10 grand. Yeah.
Every now and then it'd be like, vote to kick, and I'm like,
Yeah.
fuck off. I'm still trying to learn.
As long as you
Yeah.
have someone in your group as well, you can just
No, they
cancel
can't,
it straight
yeah.
away.
Yeah.
CS is like, it's a special animal. It really,
Great game, shit
It's-
community.
It's gonna be around for a long time, I reckon.
100%. No, why don't I feel like that one?
Yeah.
Very good.
No, GTA 5 was mine as well.
Really?
Yes, that was number 7.
Damn. Any words?
Um, no more than we've already spoken, I don't think.
Yeah, fair play. All right, number 6. I had Fallout New Vegas, which is my first introduction to the Fallout series.
I need to play that.
It's if you do, you're gonna like you can still appreciate it for what it is, but it looks like shit now. But like, you can get mods that make it like super HD and stuff. But it was my first introduction to things where like choices have consequences, and you can put skill points into charisma to turn the tide of a conversation. Like you can put skill points into lock picking and shit, and suddenly unlock this thing that you should not be able to have at your current level. Like it allows you to play the way you want to play. And it's such a vast open landscape that, you know, it sort of gives you every opportunity to do things different ways. You can go up and smack some dude with a hammer, or you can hit someone from 2Ks away with a snipper. You can try to like dress as someone else and infiltrate them and then fuck it up and kill yourself a heap of times.
So was this the latest Fallout?
No, this is Fallout from like 2012.
Oh, right.
Same people that made. Have you seen that new game Outer Worlds?
No.
No, I've not
So
seen
it's
that
pretty
yet.
much another Fallout game, but it's apparently much better than Fallout. The people Obsidian made it.
Okay.
And yeah, it's basically just better in every way from what I've heard.
But yeah, that was my game. It was one of those games where you get the main missions, but you actually don't have to do them. Like I did the first 3 main missions until I got out of the first small town, and then didn't touch them again for probably another 30 hours of gameplay. Like literally just explored, found shit to do, because you always do. If you walk through 10 meters of desert, there will be 2 things trying to kill you and someone trying to sell you something and then try to kill you. Like it's fucked. There's always shit to do. There's always something to see.
Well,
Yeah,
let's check it
the
out.
content, boys. You know?
Yeah.
It is all about the content.
Yeah. Westy?
Overwatch.
Yeah, straight up.
Great game.
Obviously, just all us boys here know why. We've had some great times, put a lot of hours into it.
You can just never get sick of it.
Oh no, it's just this constant fun, especially with Mystery Heroes.
Yeah.
Mystery Heroes. Mystery Heroes is underappreciated in that game.
Yeah.
Oh,
The
I
hardest
don't
thing
think we've-
about the game is picking the hero. I reckon that's the
Yeah.
hardest thing about the game.
And like, I don't think we've actually played competitive together because we always just end up playing Mystery Heroes.
Yeah. The main reason I get mad at Overwatch is people choosing a real shit team comp.
Yeah,
You can't
exactly.
have that in Mystery Heroes. You might have 3 fucking big O's. You might have 4 winnies and a Mercy, and suddenly you win.
Exactly. It's
Yeah,
fucking
It's
great.
fucked. I love it.
It is good.
Nothing worse than going up against like a couple of Aristas and a couple of healers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bastion in there too. You fucked.
Oh,
Yeah.
You're
yeah,
having
that,
none.
yeah.
It does. That is one bad thing about Mystery Heroes. It can literally cancel a game for you.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
it's
true.
ruin
They
it for you.
get 2 Mercies, 2 Orissas, a Bastion, and a Torb. You're done. There's nothing you can
Oh, absolute dirt.
do. But
Don't say that. Triggered already.
But yeah, big shout out to Overwatch.
Great game. All right, for number 6, I had. I think Justin, you definitely know this game. Wizard of Legend. Spent a decent amount of time on it.
Love that.
It's fairly new game, but just the style, like it's very similar to the Binding of Isaac.
Very similar concept.
Yeah.
As
concept.
in you're meant to die a lot. You're meant to lose a lot in order to win.
Yeah.
But it sort of has like a Harry Potter take on it, which is pretty dope. And all the spells are really different.
Yeah, I don't know if we ever. I know you've finished the game, but I don't know if we ever finished the game. Finished the bosses.
I don't think we did together, no. Or maybe we did once.
Yeah.
But yeah, once you sort of get the hang of it and learn all their moves, it's usually not that hard. But
But
it's a real bitch to get into.
Something similar to that, but I think is much harder is Enter the Gungeon. Oh, fuck.
Yeah. Young Lou does not like it.
Young Lou.
Not at all. No.
No, Wizard of Legend's a great game, Phineas. I agree.
Yeah, it is absolutely. It's
Never
pretty.
played
It's,
it.
it's pretty beautiful as well.
I had Red Dead Redemption 2.
It's gorgeous. Yeah, okay.
Red Dead.
Coming in
Yeah.
at number 6.
Well, I've got things above it only because I didn't play a whole lot of it, mainly because I got a little bored of it at one point. Plus, a Kerry Walker spoiled the ending for me. So I was sort of like, I'll wait for it to come on PC and then I'll play it again. It's made the top 10, but it could be up a lot higher, I reckon, if I played through it.
Yeah. Do you think it? Obviously, we're saying content is king majority of this pod, but
Yeah.
do you think some of the content was like a little lacking? Like they made you do too much?
It was lots of little things to do before you got to a big thing, which was sort of annoying.
A chore game.
Yeah.
In some aspects, obviously, there's some others where it's fucking astounding for 30 straight minutes. But
it's fantastic. But like the free roam and just having the ability to use the cheats as well was always good fun.
What's
run around for hours.
Yeah. Rando's number 6 was Red Dead 2.
I haven't played it. Waiting for it to come out on PC.
Yeah. Which is it coming out next month?
Soon, very soon.
Yeah.
Don't know, to be honest.
I don't know if my 1060 will run it though.
No, I don't think mine will.
Yeah.
Do we go number 5?
Yeah.
So I had Super Smash Brothers Ultimate and Super Mario Odyssey.
Huge.
Odyssey because A, it's gorgeous. B, the way it used motion controls and its movement. I love fluid movement in a game. And this had quite literally the most fluid movement I've ever seen in a game. Like you can get from point A to point B in like 6 seconds. Where it would, if you would just run it, it would take you like 2 minutes. But like it really rewarded the way like you would master a game. If you actually put the time into it, it rewarded you for it. You would find like hidden things throughout the map. You would see different shit. You would see, everything. You would be able to experience the full game if you actually put the time into it.
There's like the desert map. I remember a lot of secrets in that.
Yeah, dude. Like you could fall off the side of a thing and then throw your hat, jump on it, throw your hat, jump on it, turn left, and suddenly you're in like a room that you wouldn't have been able to find if you didn't do that. But you can only do that if you know how to do it.
And then you drop off the side of that. I can't remember what map it is, but then you end up in the deep woods or whatever, and there's that T-Rex.
Yeah, exactly. There's a thing where like you literally fall off a tree branch.
You just fall off
it
the
looks
map.
like you die and you go straight down into a different world that you wouldn't have found if you didn't fall off.
Oh shit.
Like that game is all about just exploration. I love that. And Super Smash is obviously contending with Mario Kart 8 for the best couch co-op game.
Yeah, Super Smash is amazing.
What more is there to say, really? You just beat the shit out of people with Nintendo characters and it rewards you for getting good at it. So I love it.
Yeah.
I also love throwing items at people. It gives me a real sense of joy.
There's a good learning curve to it because, like, if you put the time into it, like, you actually get like a lot better than just when you pick it up.
Yeah, I always sucked at that game. I could never do it, especially when I played against like you, Justin, when you knew all the combos. I'd be like, "Fuck, what am I doing?" You'd like, just do this, and you like pounding my head into the ground.
Show your brain, I'll beat your ass.
Yeah.
Take it, bitch. Take it.
Yeah, but that was my number 5. Big West man.
Huge.
Number 5, I have got Horizon Zero Dawn.
Oh. Okay.
Never played it.
Very sad story with this game, actually. I was fairly into it. Like, I was a fair way into it. And then my PS4 decided to reformat itself or reset itself.
Oh.
Because I think I left it on one day when I went to school, maybe, and mum just has this thing where she just turns shit off at the Switch. Just to save power or something like that. So she did that, and I got home, and I turned it back on, and it said your PS4 wasn't turned off properly. If that's ever happened to you, you know.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about. But usually it's fine. It just goes through this thing and starts back up.
Yeah.
But this time it said it's corrupted the data. So I lost all my saves on it and everything, and I only just picked it up again the other day. Because that was probably a few years ago I lost all the saves.
Respects.
That's the same with God of War. Like, it's happened to me again this year or last year.
Yeah.
Shit.
And yeah, I was like not very far through God of War, but I played like maybe 6-7 hours.
Yeah.
And
it's hard to get back into a game when you're forced to restart it.
yeah, it fucking sucks. Like, it just,
you cheated.
Far Cry 5, I was pretty much done. I was up to the very last guy, like the main guy. And I lost all my saves on that, so I was like, no, fuck it.
Oh shit. Yeah.
Yeah, I was so shattered.
Damn. Well, finish.
For number 5, I'm just realizing now that like pretty much all my games are co-op games. Like literally, like you need other people. For number 5, I got.
Silly boys are known to rely on others. Yeah. They need those strong bone boys.
Gotta milk
Real
them,
milk.
milk them almonds.
The calcium bars.
Number 5, I got Mario Kart 8 for number 5, which,
Yeah.
as we said, like beautiful game, great gameplay. Love everyone loves a good race.
We do.
I regret not putting that in mind now, but what's done is done.
Say about Mario Kart as well. There's nothing like fucking someone right before the line, taking first from them.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
that's
great
more
feeling.
triggering thing
Break
than
one of my
first.
controllers.
Oh, I love it. Most satisfying thing. I think I played a game against Kieran, and it was like a millimeter off. Like me winning. He's got it on video as well. It's fantastic. So satisfying.
Dude, I literally I hit him. I'd been fucking him for like. I'd been fucking him for like the whole 6 races before that, and then this one was just the tipping point. I hit him with a shell right before he got to the line, just past him, and he picks up his little Joy-Con, fucking piffs it at the wall, breaks it. Now I have to go in and get another one, but it was worth every fucking cent. No, good shit, Finn. I like that.
Yeah, that is
Great
good.
game.
Branswell.
Branswell. So Battlefield 1 at this point. So that was my main introduction into the Battlefield series.
Yeah.
Really like the sniping in it. That was probably the most satisfying thing.
Yeah, the sniping in Battlefield 1's probably some of the best sniping they've ever had.
Oh, yeah.
In any Battlefield, I reckon.
It's fantastic. I just wouldn't move. I'd sit down for 3 hours and just snipe people. I was one of them. Yeah.
Little camping bitch.
That's me.
Good play.
No, very satisfying and beautiful game.
It is. They always are.
That frostbite engine.
Too, majority of the time.
The bugs are.
They're a bit of a bitch. Oh, the bugs are fucking.
Yeah, at the start, they're not too great.
They're like a fucking swamp.
You little bitch. Number 4.
Number 4.
So I had Far Cry 3 and Borderlands 2. Far Cry 3, I have 2 very distinct memories from that game. One is where the dude was like, first of all, just real beautiful. It actually has a legitimate story where the guy doesn't want to kill people at the start, and by the end of it, he's a fucking savage. But like when you go to kill people at the start, he's like, no.
How good's the sorry to cut in, but like how good's the starting scene?
Yeah,
How it's like
100%.
it's showing you all this montage of shit. It's got
Yes, it's
like
like a montage
MIA
of them
paper
on,
planes
like,
playing.
Yeah, like a really cool
holiday
island. Yeah, they're all holidaying with their mates and shit, and they're jumping out of planes and like on the back of boats and like the parasails and shit. They're doing all this really cool stuff, and then they get kidnapped by a warlord.
But that's like the intro is him just like taking the phone away from your face.
Yeah,
And like he's actually just showing you that video on your phone.
how fucked is it? And
It's
Fast
just-
is such a good
And he's a
enemy.
psychopath. I love it. He's an
Yeah.
absolute psychopath.
That is like I would suggest Bran actually going back and playing it because that is like one of the best fucking stories ever.
Yeah,
He's the best like
He's the
any
best
like,
villain.
video game villain I've ever come against. Like.
Wow. So this was, I think Far Cry 3 came with Far Cry 5 when I pre-ordered it, I think.
Yeah, it would have. Yeah.
So I think I've got it downloaded. Yeah.
But the scenes that come to mind, they were literally like one mission apart. One of them, the dude's like, he's got all these weed crops. You have to go burn them down. And my guy, he gives me a flamethrower and just goes, go on. And as you're running through the crops, burning them left and right, they start playing, I think it was fucking like, it was a Skrillex.
Would make a bundem.
Of, yeah, like Bob Marley's son's song. Is that correct?
Yeah,
it's like the most rasta shit ever mixed with like a Skrillex song, and your character is getting cooked as you're running through these things, and enemies are coming out of you left and right, and there's this super reggae music going on whilst you're killing everyone. Then the end of it, you've got to run to the end of a pier and jump in a boat and drive away whilst all of it blows up, but you're also still cooked as. And you find your way back to the island, and they're like, what the fuck happened to you? Oh shit.
Great
Then
game.
after that, you
That
got to
sounds
sink a
great.
boat. Like you literally drive out to a huge boat with shipping containers on it and sink it just because you're killing this warlord. But you're like an average dude. That
Yeah.
game had so many just random fucked things you had to do, and it just went from 0 to 100 every time, and the stealth was amazing.
That sounds good.
And Borderlands 2 is my favorite co-op shooter of all time. Full stop. There's nothing even
Still
close,
finish
really.
it?
Yeah, we do actually.
Are we close?
Yeah. Well, we're probably like 3 hours away.
Oh, that's all right.
Yeah,
One
but
solid
it's
sesh.
story's hilarious, dialogue's hilarious. The actual gunplay is amazing, very creative. All the heroes are very creative. They sort of died off with the creativity after that. There's not much more to say, really. I finished that game like 35 times. I feel like that speaks to how good it is.
Yeah, I've never played it, but it looks amazing.
Oh, so
It looks like a great game.
anyway, Westman.
CS:GO.
Hmm.
It's climbed my list pretty quickly lately. Just the amount of hours I've put into it.
Wow.
Fucking yeah, really good game. Just despite the community, it's still good fun and mostly playing with my mates anyway. So it's not really, and they're all good. So it's not like it's the toxic community that I'm playing with.
Mm.
Because as majority of the time, there's 3 or 4 of us, sometimes 5 of us. So we outnumber the toxic cunts anyway. And then they
Yeah,
just
it's a
shut
game
up.
where you want to play when you want to play with people you know.
Yeah,
Definitely.
yeah, exactly.
Mm.
But I think we're in probably one of the most toxic ranks as well. Because they've won on the Smurfs for me, and I'm Silver Elite Master, I think.
No.
And I think around there is people who think they're good at the game and just blame everything on their team.
Oh, dude, it's there
And
just
just
like all the way up to end of Nova, early MG.
Yeah.
What I remember.
Yeah,
Yeah.
toxic, yeah.
It's just the whole community. Fuck them.
That's good shit though.
I'll have to get into it a bit more.
Great game. For number 4, I had Overwatch.
Yeah, straight up.
Ooh,
Just an amazing
Okay.
game.
it is. Very fun. Mm.
You never get bored of it. Just can play it forever.
It is
It's one of
good.
those ones that doesn't rely on aiming either. Like if you're good with the abilities, you can still excel.
Yeah.
Oh,
You
yeah.
don't have to be the best aimer of all. Obviously, it helps. But like
You can just
play someone like Ryan, and if you're smart with him, you can dominate.
yeah. Or you can just run it with Moira and just suck away from like 20 feet away. It's perfect.
And I have noticed going from CSGO back to Overwatch, my aiming's actually improved a lot with like Widowmaker and Soldier and that.
Yeah, CS
Yeah.
teaches you a lot of crosshair placement, which is very important in Overwatch. Because
Yeah, it
a lot of the
is.
times in Overwatch, you're just shooting chokes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
Brian?
Coming at number 4 was God of War.
Good job.
Could have been higher, definitely, but I only played probably 3 to 5 hours on it.
Yeah.
And that's when I got my PC, and I just haven't touched the PlayStation since.
It is
But,
that transition though. You don't go back, do you?
No, not at all. But after I've been thinking about it, because some of the boss fights are just amazing.
Did that
And just
first
the
boss
general
fight?
mechanic. Yeah, the what's he? Some sort of god or something.
Big no, oh yeah, that's fuck, dude.
Yeah, he's good.
That's amazing. But I loved that. But then like that big horn thing as well.
Oh yeah, they're fucked.
It's like
I love
early as into the game. And, yeah, but that dude, he's fucking amazing. The Stranger or whatever his name is, I think.
Yeah, yeah. That was so fun. That cutscene was amazing.
Yeah.
And just
I
the
know.
mechanics of it's great.
You've made me keen to go back and actually play it now.
Yeah.
Boys. Once you do, we expect a full review.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Good shit. So number 3, they've both been mentioned, GTA 5 and Overwatch. I had them both. Overwatch is like my one true love with multiplayer games. I really enjoy it.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Such a diverse cast of players. You can play McCree, which is completely different to playing Ana, but then
Mhm.
they're both really fucking fun, and both really satisfying if you get good at them. I feel like it rewards a lot of time.
Have you tried Paladins? Overwatch actually copied Brigitte from Paladins.
GTA 5, that online, Brian, we're going to have to play it because it's a shame you've missed out. Me and Alex would literally start wars with people and sit there. We had one on Vespucci Beach where we sat there for 5 hours. Me and him just versus these 3 other dudes. And we ended up winning by like 2 kills, but it was fucked. Like everyone else in the server kept coming over to try and battle with us, and then we'd just all turn on that people. We'd all unite to turn on them to kill on each other.
That sounds fantastic.
That game is fucking amazing. And when you have a full lobby and people are flying jets into your car when you're driving down the street, and people are pulling over shit as you're driving past them and racing each other down the streets, it's so insane.
Yeah, I am keen to get on it.
Yeah. So that's my number 3.
Yeah, fair enough.
Sex Man.
I'm just trying to decide what order to put these ones in.
Yeah. Go with your heart. You put Mario Odyssey and Breath of the Wild at 9 and 10.
Yeah.
But I've honestly saved these 3 because they definitely.
Respect.
I feel like Zelda would be out there if I played more of it as with Mario Odyssey, but yeah. I'll just go with the order I've written them in. So, The Witcher 3.
Yeah.
Never played it.
Dude, I started it literally last week, I think. And I have just been pounding that game out. Like, it's fucking amazing. There's so much to do in it. The story is so good. And like, I can't stress enough how good it is. And then you've got Gwent, which is the car game in it. Which
Gwent is fun.
Honestly, shit's all over Hearthstone.
You motherfucker.
Fuck you. Nah, I do love Hearthstone, but I just
that's just
don't understand for my shit mind. And like literally all I did last night till like 1 a.m. in the morning from like 7 p.m., 6 p.m. was literally just run around getting Gwent cards. Maybe a couple of little missions here and there, but like it was fucking great.
Yeah. I've been meaning to get it. Looks very good.
It's worth every cent. Like I had it for years and hadn't played it, and I finally got myself to play it the other week, and it's just blown me away.
One game of the year by a landslide in the year that it was released as well.
Oh, I can see why now.
So,
like,
yeah, that's amazing. It really is.
Fuck.
Phineas?
For number 3, I had Smash Bros.
Straight up.
Ultimate. Game. As said before, it's just like literally all of my games are couch games with multiplayer couch games.
Couch potatoes.
Just love just
shows how much of a couch potatoes.
Spud fuck.
I love it.
Just love bashing some heads in.
Oh yeah, who doesn't?
Fair play.
Oh. So number 3 was it?
Yeah.
I've got Overwatch slotted in there.
Very nice.
Yeah, it did make the top 3. So, well done for it.
Shout out to Overwatch.
Yeah. Shout out to them. But no, it's you can never get sick of it. It's great.
Yeah. I feel like we're in a special case because I feel like a lot of people hate it, but no. It's fun.
All of us just love it, so we play it that much. So
there's a lot of bias in this podcast.
All just playing it together, and yeah,
it's good fun.
There's a lot of bias because playing with your mates just makes games better.
It does.
So much
exactly.
Because you can combine shit. Like you put things together. Like suddenly your mate's got 4 kills. You were like the reason for it.
Yeah, and like you try to do that with a random, and it just doesn't work the same because
you need to both be like top level players to be able to coordinate that.
Yeah,
that's what we are.
top level.
But yeah, Overwatch is a great game. Should I go with number 2?
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah,
I already know this is going to be someone else's number 1.
No, it's not.
I think I know what you're going to say.
It is Elder Scrolls 5 Skyrim.
Oh, wow.
You know me too well.
Which is one of those games similar to Fallout where you can just do the first 2 missions of the main story and get lost in it for so fucking long.
Yeah.
Like I originally played it at the start for like an hour, hated it, went back like a week later and just didn't stop playing. This is on the school holidays. I didn't stop playing for a whole week. Like it kept going constantly.
Dude, definitely get into The Witcher 3 if you like that.
Yeah, I got into it and I played a bit of it for probably like 6 hours and I just stopped. You know how you stop playing things?
Yeah.
I was having a good time and I just stopped and I haven't gone back.
You need to go back to it
again.
Yeah, you need to. Like, it's
because I know how
so
good it
fun.
is. That's the issue.
The only reason I've been able to play, like, ever since we've said we're doing this top 10 list, I've got to play some games more. So I've played a few more hours into Breath of the Wild and then just got stuck on The Witcher 3. There's so many other games I had to go to.
See, that's what I wanted to do. Like, I wanted to go back and play other games, and then Kieran's always like, "Oh, I want to jump on Overwatch."
But, yeah.
Good shit. Westy?
Mm.
Dark Souls 3.
Wow.
I don't reckon anyone else will have this, but
No, you love it.
I've never played it.
oh, I got so into that game. Finished everything in like the optional bosses and everything, then just went to New Game Plus, and it's still just as good on the next playthrough. Like, even like, and you can summon people, you can invade people's worlds. Like, there's so much shit you can do, and it's just, oh, it's so hard but so rewarding. But then once you get the hang of it, it's not as hard as like people say it is.
Yeah, see, all I've heard from it is that it's just super hard. So I've always wondered if it's worth getting.
Honestly, I got really good at the game because I just played it that much.
Yeah.
But it takes a while to get good at it.
Yeah, it's just actually struggling through the deaths because I played it and just I got triggered.
I had a lot of patience because I loved the combat. I loved the world. Like, it's sort of like linear like levels, but they're sort of open world at the same time.
Yeah, a lot of upgrades and shit as well. And you can make your character look like a fucking gremlin.
Oh yeah, you can. It's it's so much fun, so much depth in it. It's just I can't recommend it enough.
Yeah.
Just grind through those first few hours where you're bad at it, and just get good. Really.
Yeah.
Phineas?
For my number 2, I had Super Mario Maker 2.
Straight up.
Yeah, there's literally endless content because always so many people are just making levels, and even making levels yourself, you can just like make as many as you want. You can only upload so many, but you can make as many as you want. It's just a great game. It's very similar to Mario, Mario Brothers, but it's just better because
From every era, isn't it? You can make a level.
yeah, exactly.
User created levels only as well, I think, isn't it?
Yeah,
Or they have Nintendo made ones as well.
They do. They've got a whole campaign type thing, but it's kind of shit. It's pretty easy.
I've been meaning to buy it.
Yeah,
I've never played a Mario Maker game because the last one was on Wii U, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, so that never took off really, but everyone raved about how good it was.
Definitely worth. I recommend buying it.
I do need to get that.
Right.
Brand?
For me, it was Horizon Zero Dawn coming in at number 2. I loved just being able to stealth around the map, really. It was very satisfying with your bow and arrow when you could just absolutely headshot everyone in your sight.
And the machines, like...
Oh, it was great. Them big dinosaurs that run around.
Yeah,
You
so
like
good.
climb up them. Oh, it's fantastic. And the enemies were so much fun.
And
Like, you like learn how to defeat them along the way. So it's...
Snapmaws, the like crocodile ones, I think they are.
Oh, yeah, they had some fucked enemies in there.
Yeah, you could set traps for them and they'd like run through it and sort of stun them for a bit. Like,
Yeah, it was so satisfying when you got good at the combat.
it's so in depth too. Like, it's just great.
Yeah, it was fantastic.
It does remind me a bit of The Witcher with the combat on it, but just not
Yeah,
as
right.
much bow and arrow work.
Yeah,
That was kind of reminds me.
yeah. No, I love the weapons in it. It was
How to make myself rich and how to get really OP. But it took me like 5 days of in-game play to get super OP, and then they released a hard mode. Did it all again.
Oh,
And had equally amounts of fun. It is so fucking good. It is gorgeous. The movement is amazing. And well, the boss at the end's pretty forgettable because if you take the time that I did to get strong, then it's pretty easy. But
Just drink lots of milk.
yeah,
I'm a strong boy.
Finn will never be able to do
yeah, I
that.
cannot do that.
that's soy milk, baby.
I'm thinking about getting that game. Actually, is it?
That is
still
literally
worth?
it's Finn. That will be worth for the rest of your life. It'll be worth more than your life if you play it.
Is it worth getting a Switch for though, Justin?
Yes, it is the best game I've ever
Yeah,
played. It's not
definitely
even
is.
close.
Wow.
There's so many more reasons to get a Switch too, but
Oh,
Just sure.
the fact as well that you can play a game of that quality whilst you're just moving around. Like I can play the best game I've ever played in a handheld. That's why I love the Switch.
Yeah, that is good.
You know, like you wouldn't be able to do that on a DS. You know,
Yeah.
Are you serious? Nintendo.
you couldn't play The
10
Witcher 3
dogs
on
was
the
the
DS, but you can play it on the Switch.
Yeah.
I forgot Witcher 3 was on the Switch.
Yeah, man, it's a beautiful piece of hardware. It really is. Wesley, we know what yours is going to be, but please.
We do, but
tell us more
there's a surprise in here, which isn't my number one game, but I just put it with this game because the similarities, I guess. It's my favorite MMO, which is Elder Scrolls Online.
Damn,
Right.
Bit of a Bethesda fuckboy over here.
you are a bit.
I love it. Like I've looked into all the lore of Elder Scrolls and everything. I know a lot of it, and without playing much of Oblivion or Morrowind, I joined in admittedly at Elder Scrolls 5. But
I've never played any of them.
being able to explore like the whole of Tamriel, which is like the world of the Elder Scrolls. So Skyrim's just one province of it, and yeah, there's so much more to it. But it's great fun, great. Like, it's just best MMO I've ever played.
Yeah, right.
And get to my actual best game, the Elder Scrolls 5 Skyrim.
Wow.
I'll never forget, like, I'd never played really an open world game like that before. Like, I played probably Super Mario 64, that's probably it. And I got to this, I heard it was coming out. I just got a PS3 not long before. And I remember just every day on YouTube, I just look up if there was new stuff on it, like every single day.
Yeah.
And it got to the point where it came out. I saved up enough money because I don't think I had a job at this point. And I bought it like as soon as I got enough money and never looked back. Like, I don't think you understand, like, the amount of hype I had surrounding that game.
Yeah.
Just did not let me down. Like,
Lived up to it, didn't it?
the amount of games that would not live up to that high of hype for me was just fucked. But this just exceeded it even.
Wow.
And I've played through it on PS3, PS4, and PC. And I'm just trying to figure out how to mod it on PC so I can just.
Dude, I've played through it on PS3, Switch, PC, and modded on PC, and I still want to play it again.
Yeah, I want to mod it, but I'm shit at it because I do it, but then I end up adding too many mods, and then I go to remove some. Like, what do I remove? And then I just get out of the modding thing and don't play it because it's just too overwhelming.
You need to take a day.
I'm taking multiple days, dude, but I just end up downloading more mods, and then I realize, oh fuck, what have I done? I can't play it
at some point, but yeah, it's a phenomenal game. It really is. It's a work of art.
It's fucking amazing. I don't know if it's still as good as I think it was because I haven't played it in a few years, but
yeah, I bought it on the Switch and it is.
Yeah, fucking I could quote that fucking main quest line off by heart, I reckon.
Phineas?
All right. I had Rocket League for my number one because it was a bit interesting, but this was the game where it kind of like it got me into playing games, if that makes sense. Like this is the first game where I spent just like constant days and shit like that.
Yeah,
just like playing.
Yeah.
And it's just beautiful. Yeah.
On that game.
Oh, it was
we
amazing.
used to do a thing where we'd play 3-on-3, but we'd put all three of us in the goals, and then they'd come and shoot at it, and only one of us was allowed to go out at once. So you'd stop the ball, one person would go out, and then the other two would just sit in goals and not do a fucking thing whilst the other one tried to score. Me and Snapper could never score, but Phin always did. He literally always won us those games.
Yeah. No, it was I spent so many hours on it, and it was just the game that kind of got me into other games as well. So number one.
Number one for me was The Last of Us Remastered. Best storyline I've ever seen. It was fantastic.
Did you cry?
A little bit of a tear.
Nice.
Because I did watch PewDiePie do the walkthrough of it. PewDiePie. I watched him do like 3/4 of it, and I thought, nah, I'll buy the game and play it first before I watch him play the ending. And it was the best game I've ever played.
I reckon you did the exact same thing as me, but that was just one of the games that I put down and never picked back up. But I wish I did.
Yeah, well, I picked it up again like probably 2 months ago.
Yeah,
that's fantastic because like the second one's coming out next year.
I never had a
Yeah,
PS4,
looks
but it's one of
fantastic.
the games I legitimately considered spending like $400 on a PS4.
Oh, it's worth it. It's worth it.
Shit.
Get Horizon with it and God of War too. Like it's PS4s are very worth. Or wait for the PS5.
That's
Mm.
true. Yeah, I'll just do that.
Compatible.
Yeah, fucking hell. So that was it. So the number ones were Zelda Breath of the Wild for me. It was Skyrim for Westy, Rocket League for Finn, and The Last of Us for Brandon.
Mm.
It's good that we had all different games for the number one.
Yeah,
Yeah, I wasn't expecting that.
Westy, you got to finish Breath of the Wild.
Yeah, I know. I gotta.
Not even finish it. Just sink time into it.
I think
That's
I
what
might
I'm doing.
download it tonight.
What I'm doing with The Witcher 3 at the moment. I
Yeah, fair
can't
enough.
stop. Like I literally can't. Like I spent probably 2 hours, 3 hours just running around the world,
Can you snowboard in The Witcher?
doing nothing. No.
Didn't think so.
I think I might download it just for the snowboarding tonight.
Dude, it's so good. I spent like 2 hours one night just going up mountains so I could go down them. It was brilliant.
Like, you know,
Well,
That does sound good.
that's it.
that was the top 10, ladies and gents,
Yeah.
sluts and cunts. And, that's been the newly branded Goldilocks and the Four Cocks podcast.
I'm gonna hit the
Hey.
bang.
Catch us later.
Bitches.
Alrighty, see yous.
Later.